हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू ब्लैक निंजा। तो आज हम खेलने वाले हैं बायोम्यूटेंट गेम। इस गेम को आए मंथ हो चुका है, लेकिन मुझे ये गेम अभी पीसी पे अवेलेबल हुई है। तो अब गेम स्टार्ट करते हैं और देखते हैं कि गेम पे ट्रेलर में दिखाया तो उतनी बढ़िया है कि नहीं। तो स्टार्ट है।
इस जैसा सुंदर कोई कैसे मर सकता है। एक प्लेग भूमि को बर्बाद कर रहा है, लेकिन जीवन का पेड़ अभी भी खड़ा है। सवाल है कब तक अंत नई दुनिया में आ रहा है। जनजातियां विभाजित खड़ी है। किसी ऐसे व्यक्ति की जरूरत है जो उन्हें एकजुट कर सके या उन सबको नीचे गिरा दे। ये कहानी एक असामान्य शुरुआत के साथ शुरू हुई थी, तो चलिए एक असामान्य अंत की उम्मीद करते हैं।
Welcome to Biomutant.
Let's go to setting first and see if the graphics are max or not. ग्राफिक्स तो ज़रा मैक्स है, तो लो नहीं कर रहा भाई। चलो चलो आगे चलो आगे चलो आगे चलो। डिफ़ॉल्ट डिफ़ॉल्ट इसको डिफ़ॉल्ट जान देते हैं। बाकी सब ग्राफिक्स चल रहा है। गेम कुछ 15 GB की है, तो ज़्यादा कुछ GPU पे लोड नहीं पड़ेगा। चलो फिर न्यू गेम स्टार्ट करते हैं। मीडियम रखते हैं, हार्ड नहीं जाएंगे। क्या है ये? अच्छा, ग्रास ऊपर ये है क्या? लोमड़ी है, बिल्ला है, क्या है?
Encode your DNA.
DNA। मुझे रेक्स ठीक लग रहा है, इसका लग बढ़िया है। प्राइमल डम्बन रेक्स स्ट्रेंथ इंटेलेक्ट एजिलिटी केज़मा लक। अच्छा, सबका अपना अपना है। रेक्स का स्टैमिना भी ज़्यादा है।
Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Cypher, Commander, Deadeye. Mercenary. Commando. Deadeye. Mercenary. Deadeye. Commando. Psyphreak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Psyphreak. Commando. Deadeye. Commander. Psyphreak. Sentinel. Mercenary. Deadeye. Sentinel. Mercenary. Mercenary chosen. Pick a class. Commando. Psyphreak. Sentinel. Mercenary chosen. That'll work. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads, but for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Always choose right.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise. An echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around, eventually.
But what comes around goes all the way back around. So, it's better to stick to your instincts. You can't fight what's in your nature.
In your nature, and here I was hoping we'd be all about natural selection, survival of the strong.
Right is always right. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
भाई ये परछाई किस चीज़ की है? अबे 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 क्या है? सांप? चूहे की शक्ल वाला सांप? अरे भाई नहीं बियर नहीं। अरे भाई दो पैरों पे चल रहा है। क्या है? आर्मर है क्या है ये? कुछ ही नहीं रहा है। ठीक है ओके मार 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 इसको मार दो से मार चले पैरी अच्छा अटैक रोकना है। बहुत सही, बहुत सही, बहुत सही।
Better make a run for
Live
it.
fight
This is
lord.
not
अरे
the
नहीं,
time
लड़ते
nor
हैं।
place to end this story.
अभी गेम खत्म करने के बाद ना मैं इसको पहले इजी मोड पे चलाऊंगा, फिर ट्राई करूंगा उसको मारने की। क्या पता एक सरप्राइज एंडिंग भी हो। बायोम्यूटेंट।
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
क्या है, कितने चीज़ें क्या है? मुझे
Close
स्पीशीज के
encounter.
नाम बताओ क्या? अच्छा, मकली गनैट्स, वही पता है हमें। मकली गनैट्स। और मेरा नाम है माइटी चूहा, द माइटी चूहा।
Halfway there. Ching! Curious about what's up there? The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. One at half his health.
काफी डैमेज दे रहा है। निंजा से अपन करने की नहीं, अरे भाग नहीं सकते क्या? चल लड़ना पड़ेगा। भाई लाते मार रहा है इसकी तो। तू रुक बेटे, तू रुक, तू रुक तो सही, फॉर्म में आने दे मेरे को ना। मैं जैकी चैन बना
Get out!
मारता हूँ, गोलियों का डैमेज ज़्यादा है।
Down to half your health.
ज़्यादा है भाई, कितना डैमेज हो रहा है गन से। इसको लोडिंग टाइम बहुत ले दी है। R1 इतना यूज़ कर रहा है। चलो भी क्या है। Tongue to key. Let's go ahead. खुल जा समझे। अभी तो लड़कियाँ हैं यार, अभी जिस लड़कियाँ हैं। अरे तो अलग इतने बड़े कैसे हो जा रहे हैं ये? या तो मैं ही बच्चा हूँ। निकल 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 जा माता जी, निकल जा। अबे भाई वो कौन सा तो है
Person.
निकालते रहे हो उनका। अबे ठीक है, अबे वो शॉट लास्ट 1 घंटा लगा। लगातार 3 फाइटों के बाद एक और। मैं तो शील्ड लेके आया यार, मैं बोल इसको कैसे तो। ओए भाई चीटिंग है ये तो। साउंड जैसा हो के भी देखो, कार के दरवाजे की यूज करती है, क्या कर देगा। हाँ लोडिंग टाइम चाहिए।
That's an improvement. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress, blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
जहरीला हो रखा है और हमसे कुछ नहीं होगा। हमने बायोहाजार्ड रेजिस्टेंट यूज की है, कर लो तो करना। तो इजी नहीं लग रही क्या? पर मैंने मीडियम यूज किया था। हाँ रखनी चाहिए थी, चलो कोई बात नहीं। फाइनली
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. Sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Quite a shock to the system. Locked up tight. Someone locked it solid. That's more than stuck. Let's try that again. Quite a shock to the system. Let's try that again. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Boom, boom. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
क्या?
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why.
What the?
He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way
अच्छा, भाषा में
overdue, but
क्यों
he
लगी है?
hasn't
भाई
given
अंग्रेजी
up.
सिखा देते हैं इनको, हिंदी सिखा देते
He
हैं,
doesn't
खराब
seem
हुई थी.
surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here to see. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. Magic? He claims it's just the force of life, the existence of energy. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you... You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree. Oh, it'll need a... Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no... From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pens... He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Mooma comes looking for you. You did good here today. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his Octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead. He wants you to understand. His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Majute, and the Goo Glide are almost ready to ride. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eater. You're getting the hang of it. quickest way out is through the roof where they came in. And the rope looks...
गाइस आज के लिए आई थिंक इतना ही है। इस गेम को सेव कर देता हूँ। चलो भाई, तो गाइस मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में इसके नेक्स्ट पार्ट के साथ। तो अगली वीडियो के लिए मेरे इस चैनल पे बने रहिए। अगर आप इस चैनल पे नए हैं तो लाइक सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, अगर करना चाहें तो। अलविदा।